Hey guys, John here. I just wanted to go over a topic that I've seen a little bit in the discussion boards between supply chain and logistics group. One of the main point is surrounding our move from ocean freight to air freight. And a lot of people, I get a lot of messages asking, "Hey, is how much more expensive? Are you guys crazy for doing it?" I wanted to kind of give some background information onto it. The biggest thing that we did in evaluating our ocean freight, hundreds upon shipments, we noticed a particular trend when we were taking a deep dive. We noticed that about 63% of our ocean shipments were about 3 cubic meters or less. And so, as a result of that, when you look at your contract with, say, your ocean carrier, we noticed that we had surcharges in there for when we shipped less than 3 cubic meters. So, as a result, what you would pay for 3 cubic meters, which was kind of our break even point, what you were paying for, say, 1 cubic meter or 1.5, was the same as if you were paying 3. So whatever that minimum charge is, you have to really look at the fine print. It's really not in the rate sheet. It's usually hidden within the fine print in terms and conditions. What we noticed is that we were paying a surcharge as a result of that. Now, when you look at the air freight rates compared to what we were paying for ocean freight rates, then that we were able to make a clear distinction that for most of these orders that were 3 cubic meters or less, we would be able to move these via air freight for cheaper than we move them ocean freight, and we would pick up additional transit time by getting them to the distributions or centers or our customers faster. So as a result of that, we decided to take a little bit further dive into the situation. And what we did is we said, okay, what if we take all of our shipments, 100% of our shipments, and move them air freight? What is that uplift going to be? How is that going to work for most of these groups? And what we noticed was, if you looked at it as a percentage of revenue, we noticed that it was a very small percentage of revenue increase in order for us to move 100%, say, an ocean model to an air freight model. And so we began looking at that, and that's kind of what caused us to pull the trigger on these and moving ocean and air. The difference comes into play is, once again, is the size of the shipments that you are sending. This may not be relevant for you if you're sending lots and lots of shipments that are very high CBMs. Not going to be the case where you can move it faster than there. But if you are a manufacturer, a supplier, a vendor, and you're shipping a considerable quantity of shipments, but that are not that big, 3 cubic meters, you can be anywhere from 1 to 3 pallets. When you're shipping these things on 20 or 40-foot ocean containers, you're taking up a very small amount of room, but you're paying a minimum fee. So this option is worth exploring, provided that your level of shipments are not at a high threshold, I'd say 3 to 5 CBMs or larger. So if you have a lot of shipments that are below that, it's definitely worth exploring that option. If not, I would say definitely stay with your ocean. We're doing that with what we consider, say, an elephant order, which is 15, 16 cubic meters. It can be 15, 20,000 kilos. Those are the ones you do not want to do as an air option. But if you have the smaller volume shipments, it's definitely worth exploring. And definitely look at your contract. So depending on your company, you may be handling that. You may have a procurement. You may have somebody else handling that. Definitely look at the fine print. Definitely see if you're here paying a surcharge for a certain level of CBMs or below. If you are and your average shipments are below that, it's definitely worth exploring potentially an air freight option, getting it to your customers faster. What this has is a double benefit in a sense for us, or for me in particular. A lot of our customers would, as you deal with these things and deal with longer transit times, the Amazon effect. You have a lot of customers that are able to get other material faster than they're able to get yours. And if you're not differentiating the quality of the product that you're sending, they're really not buying into it. So what we needed to do is, hey, listen, I know our sales guys out there are having a tough time competing against other competitors of ours that may not be as high of quality because of delivery. So now if I can remove that from the equation, get these guys back at the table, get these guys doing more sales as a result of what we did internally, then it benefits the company as a whole. So this is where you really need to look at your supply chain model, because your supply chain is essentially that. It is a bunch of different components, from procurement, planning, logistics, order management. Depending how you look at it, they're all links in a chain. And your chain is only as strong as your weakest link. And if you guys are able to work together and identify those issues, it will make it very easy for you to break that down and create a problem, a solving issue to a problem that might benefit everyone as a whole. So I just want to take a quick few minutes to do this. I know the video makes it a little bit easier for me to do versus trying to type this out. So thank you for watching that. Any questions, feel free to reach out again. Always available on LinkedIn, and just give me a message or give me a shout out. Thanks a lot.